Hey guys, I am so glad you stopped by. So today, I thought we'd do something that's fun. This is not a hard dinner by any means. It is a pretty much quick dinner, but it was something I saw on Instagram that I think originally came from TikTok that could have come from who knows where, but it popped up on Instagram for me at any rate, or it might even have been Facebook. I'm pretty sure it's Instagram, but anyhow. And that is French dips on garlic bread. And frozen garlic bread. I'm using lunch meat, roast beef, some provolone cheese, and an au jus French dip packet for the sauce, the dipping sauce, which we actually have already made this, and it was so much fun and tasted so good that I really wanted to share it. But I also thought, man, if you could do it with this, what about some other stuff? So we actually did it again, only we didn't make it with the French dip that I'm going to show you guys today. But I'm gonna show you what else we did make it with. And we made pizza ones. We made ones with meatballs and provolone cheese. And then we're gonna top that today with also some sloppy joe. So we're gonna actually, I'm gonna give you an idea for all four of them, but I am gonna show you the premise, the how-tos of the French dip to kind of give you a general idea of where to start. But like I said, it's really easy. It's literally just like 4 or 5 ingredients. But anyhow, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you get something out of this video and maybe check out some of the others. I've got lots to choose from, over 500 videos now. If you are returning to my channel or a new subscriber, welcome back and thank you. I appreciate that. All the same, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All that, plus hitting the notification bell, keeps us out in the algorithm, keeps things moving, keeps our community growing. We are this close to 4,000 subscribers, which is, I think, insane to begin with, but awesome all at the same time. And our goal for this year is to hit 5,000 subscribers. Minimum 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think we can do it, but that will take you liking, subscribing, sharing, hitting the notification bell, getting all this information out there. That being said, for the most part, I do give you all your measurements in tablespoons, teaspoons, grams, cups, milliliters. Today there's not really a whole lot of that going on, but where it applies, I definitely will throw that in there. So comments always welcomed. I respond to all of them, good, bad, or indifferent. I love the conversation. All I ask is you be polite. It's okay to disagree, just be polite. Think before you type, right? So that being said, why don't we head on down here to the counter and we will get started on this bad boy. Hold on for me just 1 second. Okay, so we were down here at the counter. So first thing I did, preheated the oven at 400 degrees. I have got, normally it would just be one box or however many you want to make whichever of these you're gonna make on a parchment paper lined cookie sheet or baking sheet. Normally these come in boxes of 8. The first time we tried it we did 8, but since I'm doing multiples, and these do refrigerate well for leftovers the next day. They're really good as leftovers. So I'm gonna go ahead, I've got 2 boxes on here, 16 of them, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven now that my oven's at 400 degrees, and we'll set our timer for 10 minutes, just like such. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get our au jus sauce going. I find it humorous every time I say au jus, and it sounds like I'm sneezing. It's like au jus, and somebody should say bless you. But I don't know, I think of goofy stuff like that all the time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my powder put in here, get this turned on, and then we're gonna need 3 cups of water to go with this. You're basically just following the instructions in the back of the au jus sauce, and you could probably make your own. I don't think I've ever made au jus sauce really. But I'm sure if I looked at the back of the instructions, probably not much more than beef bouillon, maybe some onion powder, garlic powder, and water, but maybe we'll look into that one of these days. But we're gonna go ahead and get that in there, give that a quick stir just to make sure that it has no lumps, right? Just like that. Now the kid I saw make this on Instagram, the video was 3 minutes. This one's gonna be longer. I don't do short format, I just don't. That's just the way it is. I've tried it, I've thought about it, it doesn't work for me. I've got about a pound of thin sliced roast beef. In this case, it's 8 slices because I'm only going to do 4 pieces with the French dip on it. But I'm just going to go ahead and throw these in here. You're looking at 2 slices per piece of garlic bread. And so if you're doing all 8 pieces of garlic bread in your box, you want 16. We're going to get those in there. That way they can all warm up together. And we're just going to let that warm up while our garlic bread is in the oven for that 10 minutes. But so I also did up some, I got some sloppy joe left over from the other night. I think this will taste amazing on it. And then I've got some marinara sauce with meatballs. And I'm going to use that. We can do double duty with this for both a pizza one and with pepperoni, and then one with meatballs. So when I come back, we'll go ahead and start get our garlic breads out of the oven, and we'll start assembling. All right, I'll see you here in a second. All right, so our garlic bread been 10 minutes. After the first 5 minutes, I flipped it over. Basically, I just followed the instructions on the back of the garlic bread. But I went 10 minutes. I think my garlic bread actually said 8 minutes, but I wanted a little longer. So after 5 minutes, I flipped it over. That way we got that little bit of crunch going on there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a spoon, and I'm just going to push these down so that way we have space, so to speak. All right, so we got those pushed down. So now I've got provolone cheese, but you can use whatever cheese you like. And I'm just going to use half slices. You can use more. I think the first time we did this, I used a whole slice on the bottom, whole slice on top. But this time, I'm only going to use half. Yeah, and that's just because I've only got a limited amount, so to speak. Things are starting to get expensive, right? But that's all right. It's all right. I think about that all the time. Yeah, the prices are going up for whatever reason. You know, I blame what you want. But all the same, we always make it through, right? We are a resilient bunch. And I'm lucky in the fact that, you know, I grow a lot of my own vegetables, and this year we'll have a lot of our own fruit going. So now I'm just down to figuring out how to grow T-bone steaks and sirloins out in the garden, and chicken breasts and thighs. But I don't think those come in plant form yet. But anyhow, I'm gonna put a layer of cheese on the bottom, a half a slice, and I think I got a pound total worth of provolone cheese. This is smoked provolone. You use your favorite cheese though. All right, we got our last one on there. So we're gonna go ahead and do the French dips first. Let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna do, like I said, 2 slices per French dip, yeah, or per piece of garlic bread, I should say. And you can do more, you could do less. There wasn't any rules. I just 2 seemed to work for me, and that's what he happened to use on his, was the 2. Okay, so we got those 4 done. So the next 4 I'm going to do is going to go ahead and be the sloppy joes. Now, we're not going to waste this sauce. If you've ever had a French dip, it's usually a submarine sandwich or a sub, or a French bread loaf with the beef and cheese, and then you dip it into the au jus sauce. So we'll put that in a cup as soon as we're done cooking it up. So don't think we're just going to waste that. But I'm going to put some sloppy joe in these next 4, and I'm just going to put about an ice cream scoop's worth, a couple tablespoons or so. But like I said, once again, as much or as little as you would like. This is a great way to utilize leftovers too. Because not only could you do it with these, but you could do a Philly cheesesteak. You could do any kind of loose meat sandwich, or a chicken cordon bleu would go good on this. With just a sliced chicken and from the deli with some cheese and some Dijon mustard and some ham. That would be amazing. But we'll go ahead and get that on there like such. Got 1 more left to go. Like that. And then I'll move on and do here, I'll show you how I'm going to do the pepperoni ones next. Is I'm going to take some of this sauce from the meatballs, the marinara sauce, which you could use your favorite pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, marinara sauce, whatever sauce that you like, and I'm going to spread it over top of this sauce. I'm going to do that with these next 8, and then what I'll do is I'll put pepperoni on top of that, and then cheese on top of that. And then with these 4, I'll do the marinara, meatballs, and cheese on top of that. And then that way when I come back, we can talk about what we need to do oven-wise. All right, so we got our meatballs on, pepperonis are on, sloppy joe, roast beef, provolone all over top of them, and oddly enough, I was short a couple of pieces of provolone. Makes me wonder if somebody didn't get into my provolone, so I had to half it on the sloppy joes. That's okay. They've got cheese in them. They've actually got pepper jack cheese in them, so we got plenty of cheese. So now what do we have to do? Well, we never turned our oven off. It's still at 400 degrees. And even though it's a little warm, I'm gonna manhandle it anyway. We'll get it in the oven. We're gonna put it right back in the oven, and we're gonna let this go for another 10 minutes. That way, that cheese will get melted and maybe golden up a little bit, but we at least want to get it melted, right? And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and get this stuff put away. I'll set aside some of the pizza sauce, and we're definitely gonna set aside some of the jus sauce. That way we have it to give this a try. So when I come back, we'll take a look at it and give it a try. All right, see you here in just 1 second. Okay, so our 10 minutes is up. Cheese is nicely melted. So now all we gotta do is pop these on, a couple of these on a plate. And I'm gonna do one of the French dip, and I'm gonna do one of the meatball ones, just because they sound good and I wanna try them both out. I mean, well, I've had them both before, but all the same. But there we are, right there. There's our French dip, right there's our meatball one. Here, I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and, I know it's gonna be hot. I'll throw the other two on there too, so that way you can see what they all look like, right? So we'll do a slow carousel move here. That way you can kind of see what everything is, but I think they all look just amazing. So with the pizza one there, with the pepperoni and then the cheese on top of it and below it, and then we've got that sauce on there also, you can keep your a little bit of the sauce on the side for each person, like such, or and even with the meatball case, and just dip as you go, like the roast beef one, or you can just put a little bit on top of it. I personally liked to do it this way, with a little bit of sauce on the top, and then I just took a not to be like a not finger food type person, but in this case I used a fork and just cut into it and ate it that way. That was a little more manageable for me, but all the same, you can't just pick these up and go. And these would be fantastic if you've got last minute company, or you got a party going on that you didn't quite remember or know about, or you want to take something to a party. These are tailgating amazement. But I've got some of the jus sauce right there. Let's go ahead and give it a dip in there. And hopefully this bad boy isn't too hot. It hasn't been out of the oven but a minute. So, and we'll give it a try. That's perfect. Just perfect. It's probably not the healthiest thing to eat by any means, but it tastes amazing. Hands down. When I found this recipe and I made it the first time, Chris couldn't stop talking about it. And the first time I made it with just the French dip with the roast beef and the jus sauce. And then the next time I made it with pepperoni and the meatballs. I thought that would be fun, and I knew it would be something, at least with the pizza type, that Abby would eat. She's fairly limited on what she will try. To get her to try anything new is like trying to pass an act of Congress, and it takes forever, and it's just terribly heart-wrenching at times to get her to try anything new. So this was a good alternative. Now if I just find a way to get a few more vegetables in there, we'll be good. But that is awesome, and you can do 1,001 things with it. Even with the French dip, you could add some onion to it, saute up some onion before when you're making the jus sauce, and that would just be phenomenal on those. But yeah, like I said, there's 1,001 ideas for these, and maybe I'm behind the ball and I just I'm late to the game with these. if there is something that you make that's similar to this, let me know. Or if you know, you have a different idea, or you know, you're like, Brian, check these out, whatever. Leave me a comment down below. Either way, because I'm telling you, they're amazing, and I think you'll like them. Alarm go off to let me know that I got some cookies I got to run to a customer. That's right. They are done and packaged up and ready to go. They are shamrock cookies, very cute. But all the same, I'm going to get the rest of these onto a plate and over to the table so we can eat, and then I will get those cookies over to our customer, and we will have the rest of the evening to enjoy each other. So give us a try. Let me know if you do. Or like I said, or if you have something you do similar to this on your own that you would like to share or tell us about, that would be awesome too. Tomorrow for dessert, no clue. Never do know. But I always guarantee it'll taste good and probably not be very healthy because it's dessert and it shouldn't be. So until then, I love you. I love you very much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Go tell somebody else that you love them and love them very much. They may need to hear it. It's gonna make them feel good and smile either way it goes. It's gonna make you feel good and smile to tell them. And if you make them one of these little garlic bread treats, yeah, I guarantee you they're gonna grin from ear to ear. Probably ask you for a soda or a beer or, you know, a cup of tea or, you know, whatever. And it's gonna lead to an evening or afternoon of conversation. So until tomorrow for dessert, I love you and I will see you then. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.